Okay guys, so today we're looking at the top 5 keto foods that spike insulin the most. So if that's what you're interested in, stay tuned. Okay guys, so we want to understand why it's so important on the keto diet to identify foods that spike insulin, especially those that do it the most. This is really important because when you spike insulin, you shut down fat burning and ketone production. So that's why it's so important. So let's jump on with food number 1. Okay guys, so keto trap number 1, we have whey protein isolate. Now, what is the problem with this? Well, this insulin spike comes from the fact that you have these amino acids, and unfortunately they're highly insulinogenic. Okay, so we can see the amino acids are being highlighted because you can see isoleucine and leucine in there. And the problem with these is that they're going to help spike insulin. Now, insulinogenic, that's their problem, and that's why whey protein has an issue. So if you're having whey protein, be careful. Now, if you look here, you see the isoleucine, it's more involved in energy and glucose use, while leucine is stronger trigger for muscle growth and repair. So again, you have to understand these are 2 main ideas that you have to face when it comes to your diet. Things are not as straightforward as they appear, and when it comes to a ketogenic pathway, you have to understand, yes, that's the only sensitive thing on the diet. Once you get past the first week of keto flu and all the other things that it has, that is then going on to perfect plain sailing. And then you just have to watch, be careful there, be careful with this, be careful with that, eat things or avoid that, or eat a certain amount of this, and you can eat loads of zero carb foods usually, and you know, you just don't go too high in protein as well. So guys, so why can't you have it? Simple, it's highly insulinogenic, so be careful with whey protein. Now, that's a keto trap. Let's move on to keto trap number 2. Okay guys, so number 2, we have dirty keto snacks. So dirty keto snacks, what do they mean? Well, pretty much dirty keto isn't actually a dirty word, but what it means is basically anything that's highly processed. You say you have a spectrum, and in that spectrum you have whole foods on the right hand side here, and they're absolutely fantastic, they're really good, you know, benefits galore, nutrient dense. And as you move towards more human processed, then you get over here right at the end, which is highly processed. So for example, dirty keto might be junk food or things that you have that you know you shouldn't have, that are going to be really not conducive for a keto diet at all, but you have a small amount of them, so they still are able to keep you in ketosis. So the whole idea is that as you move away from them, and then you get like maybe some keto products here or protein bars, then you get here to keto bars, and these keto bars are highly processed, or some of them are actually quite natural, so that's why they move a little bit more this way. So the whole idea is, think of it as a spectrum. You know that you've got dirty keto here, you've got clean keto here. Over on this side, all natural foods, single ingredient foods, hardly any processing, or the most simple processing that has been conducive for humans for thousands of years. For example, making cheese. Now, you have all these, and you understand when it comes to dirty keto snacks, over-reliance is a problem on the diet. So don't over-rely on them. They should be seen as a treat or a now and a then. They should not be fueling your diet entirely. That should be on the clean keto side for main meals. Now, dirty keto here, ultra-processed ingredients, excessive fiber and maltitol. You can see here insulin spikes, hidden adjuncts. Now, you have a whole range of things that can cause an issue, and it's slightly different for every single person, their physiology. So on the majority though, the bulk of people react in the same way. So what we can see here is that these here, the fibers, you can see obviously that if you've got the high fibers problems, is that you can have modified starches, maltodextrin, you can have tapioca fibers, wheat starch, and all of these things, unfortunately some of them can behave like normal or in a way of carbohydrates. So again, they're going to cause an impact or spike blood sugar. So you have to be cautious with these. If they're added and you see net carbs, they might not be adding up properly, or you have more of a tiny contribution overall that adds up, and in the end you push yourself out of ketosis. So again, these things have to be looked at and approached cautiously. See what suits you, then follow that. Okay guys, keto trap number 3. So you can see here you've got high protein. Now, why is that a problem? Well, the thing is that most people don't understand that there's two main reasons here. First of all, amino acids or amino acid uptake comes from as well a little bit of a release from insulin. So to have them absorbed into the cells, insulin assists with that as well. So that is a small minor issue. But a big issue is if you have so much protein that your protein is so much, especially if your fat is too low, and your body will say, I've got a lot of protein, I've got a little bit of fat, let's make more glucose in the liver with the protein. So that's what it does, and it's called gluconeogenesis. So you have to avoid that. That's why keto trap number 3 can be a double-edged sword. You get both sides. If you say I do need protein, but I've got to balance it as well because I can push myself out of ketosis because if I have too much. But you must have as well plenty for obviously to satiate your appetite and to help with your muscle mass. Keto trap number 4. So guys, you can see here keto sweeteners. Now, insulin spikes and individual response. Now, what does this mean? Well, it's simple. It simply means, again, everybody's an individual and their physiology reacts in a different way. But most importantly, you also have certain things with certain sweeteners. And what's the issue? Well, basically put, I will tell you the top 3 ones you should try to avoid on a keto diet. Now, in the long run, you can use them and adapt to them, where it means, if you take the same amount and treat them like carbs, you won't have any issues. But the main idea is you want to avoid maltitol, then sorbitol and xylitol. Why those 3? Well, maltitol is number 1 because it spikes your blood sugar and adds about 50 to 75% carbs, while you also have xylitol and sorbitol, and they do something similar, but their blood sugar is a bit lower. Now, that's something that you understand you don't want to do, because when you raise obviously your insulin, you shut down fat burning and you stop ketone production. Okay guys, so keto trap number 5. So here we go. We can see here high sodium meats. So guys, you can see dextrose there, and that's just basically glucose. So that is a problem. You find that these processed meats, they're highly palatable, and so because they're so salty, and so that leads to you over consuming. So that's one mistake. Also, too much sodium. I know it sounds strange, but too much sodium makes an imbalance with your electrolytes, and so you may have some issues there. So you need to make sure you're not over consuming anything, and that's with any diet. So guys, very simple and straightforward. You can see processed meats are not going to be conducive for your keto diet in a bulk amount. So yes, usually, for example, you can see sodium lactate. Yes, you do have it, and it has an effect on insulin for a minor spike, but it's usually okay. But if you keep eating tons of them and exclusively them, you'll definitely be pumping up your insulin, and that will be having a negative effect on your diet. Also, on top of that, you have to understand that these all have carbs in them, usually added anyway, so make sure if you go for something processed, check the carb amount on the nutritional information. So these are the top 5 keto foods that spike insulin the most. Okay guys, if you have any questions, pop them in the comments, thumbs up please, and subscribe. Okay guys, I'll see you on the next one.